I love taking photos at a concert with all the energy and excitement going on. There's so much to take photos of. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about 4 tips of things you can focus on in order to take better concert photos. The first thing is to have something that's visually interesting. There are many standard types of pictures you take at a concert, and to make your pictures stand out, you'll make them a little bit different. In this picture, for example, I'm shooting with the crowd in the foreground, which pushes the singer into the middle ground and adds a little bit of extra depth into the photo, making it more interesting. Besides that, we also have the lighting here is very interesting and unique, the way it's not actually focusing on him, but just sort of randomly all over the place, which I think is also pretty cool. And lastly is that they have these splashes of primary color all throughout here. So we have the yellows and blues and the reds, and I think that ties it all together to make a really fascinating, a very interesting photo. In this photo, we have the singer who's flanked by 2 spotlights on either side, which is using the rule of odds. We have an odd number of subjects. We have our main subject, the singer, but we also have these 2 very strong spotlights. So it makes a threesome here in a sense. Also, what I like is we have this interaction between the 2 with the singer over here and this main spotlight, how he's looking towards the spotlight and we have the beams shining back at him. And so I think it's also a very cool interaction happening here. This picture has a very powerful central focus with all the spotlights directed right at the singer. However, I want to compare this with another photo where we actually are zoomed in a little bit more and there's better definition on him if we compare the 2, right? Over here, he's a little bit washed out, and this picture, it's easier to see his features. However, this closer picture, I'm actually not as happy with because we have a distracting background. We have this drummer over here who, once you've noticed him, draws the eye away from the subject. So that's why this picture, even though it's a little further out, I actually prefer it much more. The second tip is to have a story in your photo. In this first photo here, a concert goer got in my way. So I decided that I would try to find a way to turn this negative into a positive and make it the subject of my photo. So here, this captures a story of the adoration of a fan who wants to remember this moment forever. And so here we are. You can see the person videoing it and the group right in the middle. This photo is very similar. Another fan got in my way. Right? This time, it's not about preserving memory. Rather, this fan is trying to express how much they love the performer by putting up a little heart symbol. And we can see the singer right in the background. So that's really cool. This photo is actually a really special moment where the singer came down into the audience amongst all the fans. And I think it's really cool, especially how we have this balance between the singer over here and all the people with their phones recording it on the right. So it's a very nice interaction between the 2. And for me, this is one of my favorite photos with a very powerful story. Tip number 3 is to add an element of mystery. That is, again, to make something that a little bit out of the ordinary when it comes to taking a photo at a concert. So for me, I find shadows and capturing silhouettes have a great way of making something more mysterious and interesting. So like, for example, this guitarist over here, with very strong backlight, which casts him in silhouette. And in this picture, we have a singer, similarly with very strong spotlights that make her mostly in shadow. Now, I do want to compare this photo with a very similar one over here. So between these 2, it's practically the same exact setup, right? The only thing difference is there's a little bit in the amount of smoke showing through the spotlights. But the real difference that I want to point out is her arm, right? So her left arm, which is on the right side of the frame, you could see in the first picture is closer to her body, and in the second one it's pulled out at more of an angle. And so it's very important when you're taking silhouettes of someone, a very strong outline in the picture. So for me, this second picture here with the more negative space in her arm is actually a stronger picture because it defines her arm better than this one where her arm is closer to her body and doesn't stand out as much. The last idea to focus on at a concert could probably be the most important, the emotion, because a concert is all about capturing the emotion. And in these pictures, I want to show you that there's so many different emotions you can capture. This first one, for example, the singer is fully immersed in the experience. He's basically in his zone as he's singing. He's just totally enjoying his singing experience, and you can just feel how happy he is to be performing here. In this picture, it's about how much the singer is connecting to his audience. You can see how much he's putting his emotions into it and his hand on his heart. He is so connected with his audience, and it just comes out very strongly in this picture. And in this picture, The singer is deeply in touch with his inner being. You can see his pouring his emotion into the song, and you can see that here. It's palpable. In that sense, this is such a powerful, strong photo. So those are the 4 tips I have for taking more interesting and powerful photos at concerts. Let me know what you think of these ideas, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thanks again so much for watching. I'll see you in another video.